Sorry, no lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento.
Yes, sir. Bienvenidos a otro capítulo de Sorry.
Sorry, no lo
No lo
siento.
siento. Man, episode 2. We back. Your host, Chris X Matt, healing with Nicole.
Hi.
Nicole, how you this week? There's a lot of stuff going on today, but how you this week?
I'm doing well. I will say that I am doing well, and I am confident in where I'm at in my life, in my journey. And it's all love, you know.
It is all love.
It is all love.
And shout out to everyone that's just following, I guess, what's being called to them. I don't know. As long as you're happy, right?
As long as you're not hurting yourself or others, I mean, do you, boo-boo.
Do you? But welcome, we back. Episode 2, Sorry No Lo Siento. Brand new vibes, brand new year. Episode 2. So we kind of like, we finding our groove still. So
Yeah, we're still in the
bear with
motion.
us.
Yeah.
Bear with us. Let's enjoy some tunes real quick.
Yeah.
We got a very heavy episode again today. What are we talking about today, Nicole? Entitlement.
Talking about entitlement.
Shout out to everyone that's listening. Shout out to everyone tapped in. Shout out to all the tias, tios, primos,
Primas.
suegras, suegros, all of them. All the, what do you call I already said that. Concuñas, comadres, compadres, ninos, ninas.
Abuelos, abuelas.
There you go. Shout out to everyone that's listening. Please share this with a loved one. Share this with your grandma, with your grandpa. Obviously, maybe they speak Spanish. Maybe it won't be, it'll be hard for them to understand it. But if you have Spanglish speaking grandparents,
There you go.
if you have Americanized grandparents, bring them over to the pod.
Yeah, or you could just talk to them in Spanish in the sala about this episode. Have that plática going with the fam.
No one wants to have pláticas no more, though. That's why we have to that's why we have to start this show, because no one's trying to have pláticas no more. Everyone's trying to be keyboard warriors. And low key, I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about it, dog. I want some smoke.
Hey, un poco de fuego.
But this is not the time and place for that.
No.
We grown and sexy here, I'm trying to be on my best behavior on this show. So yeah, bring your family over here, and hopefully they can relate to us. They like us. We have myself. I'm Mexican descent, obviously born here. People miss me with that. And I like to tease people sometimes when they ask me like, oh, like where you from? I'm like, up here. I'm from America, dog. What you talking about? But I know what they mean. They were asking where are my parents from.
Ethnicity.
What is my ethnicity. So myself, I am a Mexican. And what about yourself, Nicole?
Nicaragüense.
Central, right?
Central America, yes.
Yeah, you weren't born over there though, right? Or no?
No, I'm first generation born here.
Okay, that's interesting.
And I will say this because it came up recently, because I do have Italian lineage, because people say that I look white. I am full-blooded Nicaragüense, but my great-great-grandfather came from Italy to Nicaragua, and that's my mom's side of the family. My dad's side of the family is indigenous to Nicaragua, but I'm still 100% Nicaragüense. So just put it out there.
Well, shout out to the brown people, man. Shout out to the indigenous. Shout out to our peoples.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, shout out to everyone. But like we said in the first episode, we do want to center this and focus on our people. And if you guys feel a way about that, then I don't really know what to tell you. I mean, how can you be mad at that, right? I mean, I know people are gonna find reasons to like be mad, or hate, right. But how can you be? I don't know.
We're inclusive to everyone. We're welcoming everyone, but we want to elevate and talk about our culture.
Yes.
Nuestra gente. It's that simple.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. But if you guys haven't listened to episode 1, tap in now. Go back and listen to episode 1 of Sorry, No Lo Siento. We talked about death and a little bit of grieving, but for the most part, it was centered around death. I spoke about, my father that passed away in January, and kind of basically just where I've been the last few months. And even right now, while we're recording this, I still haven't fully engaged in the social media world again yet, but it's coming soon. We're coming soon. By the time you guys hear all these episodes, I will be posting again. I will be, making my way out there in the digital streets again. But it was I want to introduce this segment. I think we should start with the segment, right? Should we get into the segment?
Yeah, let's just jump right in.
Let's get into the first segment. So we want to introduce this segment called Recalentada. So basically, a recalentada in our culture is when family comes together and we celebrate, or for like a holiday or whatever, a birthday or something. Anytime there's a big feast and there's a lot of food, we have a recalentada where family comes over the next morning, or if they spend the night, we wake up in the morning, we have the cafecito with the someone goes and gets some Mexican bread real quick, or we'll reheat the pozole up in the morning, or the menudo or tamales, whatever it may be. That's a recalentada. Kind of, for the most part, that's right. That would be a recalentada.
Yeah, like recalentar is to reheat. So we just bringing it back and adding some heat to something that we talked about last week.
Yes.
Or last episode.
And that's basically what we're going to do with this segment. We're going to just bring up, basically, if we, maybe we didn't say something we wanted to say on the first episode, or maybe we said something on the prior episode that it sounded bad listening back to it. We want to correct it a little bit or clean it up. That's what we do on the Recalentada segment. So, for the Recalentada segment, let me see what did I have for this? What did I have for this, Nicole? Because, so listening back to the first episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want people to get misconstrued and feel like I'm avoiding my feelings and I'm just suppressing them and not trying to feel anything. But listening back, I can see how one can pick that up, and one can assume that I'm just, Chris is really hurting. Like he maybe he acting like he ready to come pod and and this. And I think I made it clear the first episode where this process is forever. You don't get over it quickly, but this is how I look at it. I can't let that defeat me. I can't let my sadness defeat me. I can't let the way I feel defeat me and be down and depressed. No, I got to keep it going. I got to keep pushing. But one can say that you keeping yourself distracted is you not being fully happy. And I do feel like I am trying to distract myself sometimes by, the whole time, the last few months, we've been getting this shit ready, right? Oh, sorry. We've been getting this ready. We've been
prepping and talking about it, and
correct. Yeah, we've been
putting our ideas on paper.
All the technical side of stuff. We've been really putting in the work behind the scenes. So I don't know if maybe I've been distracting myself by trying to get back to podding and trying to just figure out the scheduling, figure out the team that I'm going to use, my co-host and everything. So I don't know if I'm distracting myself by doing that, but it's what I want to do at the end of the day. But I don't know. Cause I think I even told you too, Nicole, cause I talk to you on the regular. We don't just talk on the pod. I told you that I feel like I'm fake happy right now. I feel like I'm fake happy, and there's a void missing. I had a close relationship with my dad, a very close relationship with my father. That's my idol, role model, everything. Show me how to be a man, everything. I said this in the first episode. That was really who I looked up to. So to have that void missing now in my life, to not be able to pick up the phone and be able to call the number that I have saved on here, yeah, it sucks. It sucks. But you have to keep pushing. And I distracted myself at first. I ain't gonna lie. I even told my mom. I would tell my mom, like, Mom, I think I'm distracting myself. And even just going back to like me not being like fully happy, I don't think like that void that's missing, it will never be filled. It will never be filled, because the only way I feel like it can be filled is when I find true love, like one that I'm just head over heels for, and that just makes you feel high without really, doing any drugs. that's when I know that I maybe fill that void up, or when I bring a child earthside. The first time I'm a dad, I think those two situations will be when I can fully be happy again and really live in the moment. But even then, I know it's gonna hurt still, because my dad was always telling me, yo, I want grandkids. In the next 5 years, I want grandkids. So I know when that news does come to me, I'm gonna break down, because he wanted to be a grandpa so bad, and I didn't get to do that for him. You know, so I don't know if I'm distracting myself. And if I am distracting myself, is that a bad thing?
I think the fact that you're aware of this, you know, like, okay, I am kind of trying to stay busy, but I don't think you're suppressing your emotions. I think
I
maybe,
don't think so either.
Yeah, I don't think you're suppressing your emotions. I think that maybe you find yourself like being able to live and then maybe feel some kind of guilt, because it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, am I allowed to be good even though this situation happened?
Right.
You know? It's a lot of ups and downs. It's a lot of layers to it. But I think that if you were just completely distracted and not aware,
right,
then that would be a problem.
Yeah. I'm very self-aware of how I feel, what I'm feeling, what I'm going through. And but I think the suppression of the feeling emotions I think I'm only doing that when I kind of distract myself though. Like say I wake up today, right? Like say I wake up and I'm just thinking about my dad. He's super heavy on my mind. Yeah, the way to kind of not be down all day is to distract yourself. Distract yourself, whether it be with friends, whether it be with work, whether it be with drugs, you know, however you distract yourself. It's not me for me to decide, but however you distract yourself is how you're gonna do that. Because I rather distract myself and be fake happy than be sad and feeling it and be sitting in it. But I understand you have to sit in your emotions to fully let it out. So that's why I feel like the suppression only probably comes when I'm down. Like the other day, I'm driving to work, right? I go to work early, like 3 a.m. So obviously it's dark, but when I'm driving, I just certain music might be playing, and I was almost to work, and I don't know, like I thought about something about my dad. I think I was listening to a song, and like they brought up Miami, or I forgot what it was, something like that, and I just started thinking about my dad, and I didn't start sobbing and crying, but yeah, I teared up a little bit, you know, and it instantly. I was in a good mood going to work. Even though it's 3 a.m, I'd be hype at 3 a.m. just going to work, you know? Like I'm not sleepy like that. I'm a morning person. But instantly I felt drained. Like I just felt like I'm not in the mood. I show up to work. People saw that I wasn't in a good mood. People saw like today they were like, "Oh, you look in a better mood than you did yesterday." And it's like, I mean, you just have your days where you're gonna go through it.
But that's the beauty of it all, is that you're gonna go through it, the ups, the downs, the ins and outs. Like it's not gonna just be this flat line, you know, because then you're not even really living.
Man.
There was something I had tweeted today, and it was like, it was in Spanish, so I'm gonna say it in Spanish. It was, ¿Cómo puedes apreciar la luz si no tienes la oscuridad? Like, how can you appreciate the light if you never have the darkness? Yeah. You know, like,
yeah,
it goes hand in hand. Like,
it's that yin and yang stuff. This is like that as above so below stuff, you know. And
right, like balance,
yeah. But yeah, no, I was listening back to the episode. You know, shout out to Day One, he in the building too. But he was sending me the mix, and I was listening to it, and I would listen to the episode, and like certain parts, I'm like, damn, it kind of sounds like I'm like trying to fake it for the people. Like I'm trying to act like I'm okay, guys. But deep down, I was like, I kind of sound like, nah, you probably are sad and crying behind the scenes, you know. And I actually wanted to read this letter, right?
Okay.
I didn't really bring this up on the last episode, so it doesn't really fit in with the recalentada. But the reason I want to read this is because you know, shout out to everyone that's done their confirmation, or everyone that did their confirmaciones, their primera comuniones, and all that, because I definitely grew up going to church every Sunday. I didn't live in the church. My mom didn't have us in the church all the time and trying to help out and volunteer, but we did they would take us to church every Sunday. I did go to catechism, did my first communion, did all that stuff. So This letter was given to me by my father when I had my retreat for my confirmation. And I'm just gonna read it because I was cleaning my room the other day and I was cleaning my drawers and I found these letters and I'm like, what's this? They were in envelopes, and one was for my mom and one was for my dad. And I just started reading the first one I opened was my dad's. They didn't have names on the outside, so I just opened the first envelope and it was my dad's. And I just started like, I'm reading it and I'm just like crying because it's crazy. So I'm just gonna read it. This is something I want to share with you guys because my dad just meant so much to me. And when I read stuff like this, is like, my dad wasn't very expressive. He didn't really express himself like in a loving way to me. Like, I know he loved me and he loved all of us, but he wasn't that dad. Typical dad. He wasn't the type to be like, huggy and I love you. And, but he did, with actions, he showed us that he loved us and he got us. And if I told him I love him, he would say I love you. It was not like he wouldn't just be like, oh, it's weird for me, but.
Right.
So it goes, my name is Chris too, for those who don't know. I'm not a junior, by the way, because I have a middle name and my dad doesn't. So, okay, it starts out by, hi, Chris. I was told that I had to write a letter for you to read while you were at your confirmation retreat. The letter had to be about my feelings towards you and the things that you have done during your short life. So at this time, I'm 15, 16. And, well, I guess I can start by going back to when I first knew your mom was pregnant with you. I remember being in shock because we had tried for more than a year for your mom to get pregnant without success. I had taken your mom to the doctor for a routine checkup, and she came out of the doctor's office very happy and emotional. When she told me that she was pregnant, I told her that I couldn't believe it. I was thrilled. I was finally going to be a dad. Even though the doctor had told your mom she was pregnant, I told your mom that we needed to buy a pregnancy test to confirm that she was indeed pregnant. This tells you how immature I was because typically you get a doctor to confirm the results of an over-the-counter pregnancy test, and I was doing the opposite. Well, the pregnancy test did confirm that your mom was pregnant. I was going to be a dad. As you grew in your mom's womb, I could only think of you as being a boy. I remember one time that I had a dream that we had a baby girl, and when I woke up, I was mad because I knew you had to be a boy. And when you were born, I was the happiest man on earth. I finally had my baby boy. You were going to have my name, last name, and almost my birthday. What an awesome thing. What an awesome thing for any dad. The name thing came to an end because everyone started calling you by your middle name, which I shouldn't have given into. Not until now that you are older do I hear your friends call you by your first name, which makes me very proud. I remember when your grandma and your tío went to the hospital to see you, and that your grandma knew which kid in the baby nursery was my son because of your looks. Well, more like your nose. She said it was an identical duplicate of mine. Your tío was also thrilled to finally be an uncle. He was very happy for your mom and me. And as for your mom's family, well, you can just imagine how they were. You were grandma's first grandson, and your moms and sisters and brothers were aunts and uncles at a very young age. Lastly, I want to tell you how proud I am of you. Since you were a little boy, you have shown me how special you are. You have always excelled in school without much help from anyone. This shows me how smart you are. Your mom and I had never had the need to push you to do schoolwork. The fact that you signed up to take the SAT test tells me that you are serious about college. Well, guys, I dropped out of college. You have worked hard for things that you want. You passed both your driver's license, written and driving test on the first try. And he says that because I was 15 and a half at the time. You have shown us that you are very responsible in taking care of your brothers and sisters when your mom, grandma, and I are not home. You are very independent and do not let anyone influence your decisions by giving into peer pressure. You have continued to attend your confirmation classes even though you are not too happy about it because you want to please your mom, which says a lot about you. Well, Christopher Matthew, I want to tell you how proud I am of being your father. I have been blessed to have you as my firstborn son. I love you and I only wish the best for you in life.
Oh,
and this is like,
sweet.
I know, like, RIP to you, Dad. Like, shout out to you. I love you so much. But like, I found it and I was like, I have to share this just because
so heartfelt.
Yeah, and like I was 15 at the time, so like imagine if he would have wrote that me being me being at 28, or with the perspective of him seeing me at what I've grown into in the last 10 years since that. But the part that hit me was when he said the whole name thing where he gave in to them calling me Matthew, but when I started school in Victorville, everyone was calling me Chris, and that's when he kind of like. He was like, I guess he felt proud about that. I had no idea it meant that much to him, but
yeah, Thank you for sharing that with us.
So yeah, I had to share it, but
It's really
R.I.P.
sweet.
to you, Dad. R.I.P. for real. I think about you every day, like for real. And yeah, you know, every day the more time goes by, yeah, the more you miss someone, and I think I think honestly it gets harder the more time goes by. I don't think it gets easier.
It's like one of those like yes and no.
Like you're used to it, so you don't cry about it as much. You don't let it get you affected as much. But I
Still
think
hurts.
yeah, it hurts.
Still hurts.
It hurts, and the way that's even set up right now, you know, because my parents they live on the other side of the country, so I wouldn't see him every day. So in my head, sometimes I think I can go see my dad, you know, this month, or I'm gonna go over there to see him, and it's not like that no more. Like he's not gonna be over there when you get over there. He ain't gonna be in Miami this year, bro. He ain't gonna be, you know, available this year or until forever. You know, physically he won't be.
Yeah, present.
And that's a good transition to get into what we're gonna talk about today, which would be entitlement. Because death it showed me how much we are entitled to people physically. Mm-hmm. It shows you what you would give up to bring someone back if you could.
100%.
And it's so wild to me because like how Nicole? Why? How?
I don't know. It's just like we want it. You know, we have a lot of wants.
We do.
Desires
but isn't it selfish of humans to be like that?
But sometimes sometimes what we want is part of the human experience, you know? It may not be what we need per se, but sometimes like those wants are just, we're human. We have wants. It may not be exactly what we need though.
Yes. It just doesn't make it's crazy. Like when you start hearing people say, it's not crazy, but when you really just dissect little things that people say, right? Just when people say like it's not fair. Well, so you think it was fair when it happened to someone else? And that's the entitlement right there, where people feel like, why me? My husband was a good person. My husband was this. My husband did this for everybody. But then now it's okay for someone else to pass. Why? Because you have this physical connection with this person and you love them so much, you want to have them here in a physical form. Like that's entitlement to me, because you can't point a finger at death.
It's gonna happen to everybody at some point.
I understand if someone comes and takes your life, like that's a whole different situation. But unexpected things, car accidents or medical stuff, like it's corny, but everything could be prevented, right? Like even a car accident, you didn't have to drive that morning. That could have been prevented. So I hate saying like, well, you know, you should eat a certain type of way, then you won't get sick, and bro, you could prevent that. But there's people that defy all odds and they're still healthy. There's people that smoke every day and they're 90 and they're not going anywhere. So it's hard to really say what to do, when to do, what to prevent, because that's what I mean. You can't point a finger at death. And we entitled to who we want death to pick.
Yeah, and I think entitlement to people too. It's like even like relationships, like unhealthy, like romantic relationships as well. It's like people think they're entitled to still have you in their life. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, oh,
you trigger someone in this room.
That's the reality. Like
sorry,
no lo siento.
Damn.
It's
Have you experienced that?
Yeah. I have had people who think that they're entitled to me, to access to me, to being with me.
But access to just the whole you, or just like certain parts of you, like a shoulder to cry on, or physically, or you know, emotionally. Like how do they?
Well, it's kind
of how do they use you?
I feel like it was more of a control thing. Like they wanted all of me. You know, like I want you here for me. I want you here for me emotionally. You have to be here with me because I love you. And it's like, but
because I love you.
But it's like we're not, like this isn't working. You know, like people really feel entitled. Like you know, like we have to be together. Like you have to be with me because we're married. That, you know, if it doesn't
But
work, it doesn't
what do you
work.
think? What do you think happens in a relationship for someone to form that thought and mentality that no, like I don't care how toxic this shit is, like you're mine, I'm yours, like I'm entitled to you. Like how, like, what do you think? I ain't been in too many relationships that are long, so I can't really say.
I don't know what it is. I think it's some people just don't want to let go. I think they really want. Yeah, they want to hold on tight. I'm entitled to this. This is how this works for me. That's what it is. This works for me. I don't care if it works for you because I want it to be this way.
Oh wow.
Real plática, like that's how some things are. Even friendships, like some people are entitled to in friendships, like, oh, I had a friend who I'm no longer friends with who she needed me all the time, and I was like, it became like this emotional manipulation because she thought she was entitled to my attention 24/7. She needed help with, you know, she had a medical condition, and I'm one of those friends who was like, I have your back, I'm here for you, do you need me to help you? And I was helping her administer an injection, but then she became like entitled, like expected me to do it every single day for her. And it's like, no, I did it for you the first couple times because you were scared. Like, I need you to do this for yourself. I think it's almost like sense of entitlement is kind of like, it's like a crutch.
You're talking to someone that's been that feels entitled to the world. I'm not feeling entitled that the world owes them, Nicole. No. But even speaking about like a friend, right? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna use my good brother. Shout out to my good brother Dennis B. Messiah, because I've talked to you about this person, you know, behind the scenes, but I think sometimes with certain friends, I feel a certain level of entitlement to where I need things done ASAP. I need it's like if you're gonna join me on this journey, it's like I need you to be all in or not. And I always feel like even with Dennis, it's like, oh, I can be rude to him, I can do this to him, and he knows me, so he gonna still show up and give me some weed, give me some this, you know, just he's always gonna look out for me no matter how I treat him. And I think that's like I just feel like I'm entitled to, like, you guys need to be my friends. Like, you know, like I am how I am, and it is what it is.
I think it's you're entitled to be like, take me as I am. You're going to accept me as I am. This is who I am. I'm not going to change. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah.
But where does that come from, Chris?
Growing up. Shout out to my lovely parents, because I don't know, struggle. I was always just ask and receive. And that the way I grew up, the older I got, the more I was growing up into an adult, teenager, whatever, I always felt like the world was supposed to give me what I wanted. Mm-hmm. Like I didn't have to work for anything, because growing up I never had to work for anything. It was always just ask and get. So when the older I got, it's like I wasn't trying to put the effort in, and it's like, bruh, if you don't put the effort in, it's not gonna happen for you. Like mom and dad can't give you a podcast platform. Mom and dad can't give you the Instagram followers or the audience that you want. They just can't. They can't do that. And it's like a slap in the face at one point where it's just like, oh shit, I actually got to do something. I actually have to take control. I actually have to start putting the work in. I actually have to make the effort, because before I would just go to school and do good, and I'm rewarded with everything. Like that's easy. Like right. That's all you have to do as a kid, really, just go to school. But then looking back, it's like, imagine if I was learning more like business skills at a young age, mm-hmm. learning more different skills and tricks. But because my parents were, you know, they're a certain way too. It was always just like, you know, go to like the regular way of doing things. Go to school and get something.
Get good grades.
Yep.
And we're gonna give you this because you're doing your job as a child.
Yeah. So my childhood definitely has created this entitlement in me that I feel mm-hmm. like is just everything's gonna work out in my favor and the world owes me everything. But that's not just me. I think a lot of people feel entitled to being owed whatever the world's supposed to owe you, and no one owes you nothing. And it's a harsh reality when you realize that, like, oh wow, like because you kind of want people, like, in the beginning before you start putting it together, you kind of want people to feel sorry for you. You kind of want the sympathy. You kind of want like the help, but you want the help, but you're not trying to change anything to like not have the help anymore. It's like you get the help one time and you try to figure out how to keep getting the help every single day. And it's like, bro, the help's only to be temporarily. And then you're supposed to, do your own thing.
You got to hustle and put in the work. And
it's not easy.
It's not easy, but we've been, I think, programmed. Also, like society, like what's on TV, social media. Because what do kids see these days? Like, let's be real. Kids are on tablets, phones, laptops. What are they on? They're on YouTube or on TikTok. And what do they see? Oh, I want to be a YouTuber. Oh, I want to be a TikTok star. And they see that overnight success, and then they're just like, oh, I want to be that too. Or I want to be an athlete. Which there's nothing wrong with wanting to be an athlete. It's funny because I have a neighbor and his son wants to be an athlete, but he's just at home on the couch. It's like, you're not going to get picked up if you're not going to practice, if you're not playing games.
Right.
How's your nutrition? Are you taking care of your body? Are you putting yourself out there?
Yeah.
Because there's this false reality of like, oh, I can be famous without doing anything. And that's a lie, because I recently joined TikTok, was kind of like skeptical. And, I just started looking at accounts, and then I started looking at behind the scenes people. Like, I followed this woman on TikTok. I started following her on Instagram, and she's like, this is work for me. She's like, I'm constantly creating content. I'm constantly editing videos. She's like, I am like, this is a full-time job for me.
Yeah.
This didn't come like, oh, I did a dance and I magically became rich. But people focus on like whoever, it's like, oh, she did a little dance move and now she has all these followers. But it's like, the whole follower thing is lies and deception. People think they're entitled to, oh, you have to follow me, and then if you don't follow me, it's
entitlement.
And if you don't follow me, I'm not gonna follow you. And if you unfollow me, I'm gonna unfollow you. And it's like, there's more to it.
And like even today, right? Whatever happened today, that we know what happened today, but an unfollow really, like, an unfollow is really like the deciding factor between if you really want to start blasting someone, if you want to just F them, I'm cool off them. Like, that unfollow really be triggering people, but it is a sense of entitlement too, because if I unfollow just because I don't like your content, or I'm annoyed by what you're saying, or I just don't want to see you in my timeline no more. But people get mad because it's like, since when was it follow for follow? Like, we follow each other based on like if we like each other's content, but I don't like your content no more, bro. But you don't follow me no more, I'm gonna unfollow. Just man.
It's childish, but people are very entitled to, like, especially kids on social media. It's like, oh, and even I'm not gonna media. Grown people, I'm not even gonna lie, even myself, as I do tarot and I do like chakras and I talk about my own life on social media. Not that much. I do Reiki and all that, but I was like, man, why am I not getting like the followers? Like, I went through it too, but then I was like, Nicole, let's be real. Are you posting your business? Are you posting a lot of content?
Yeah.
Now I refuse to do some silly dance on social media. Like, I refuse to do that. That's just where I'm at. If you want to do that, no shade. It's just not for me. It's not for me. I'm not going to be doing some wild stuff. Like, but the whole, for me, like, I was like, wow, am I really putting in the work to get the return? But I kind of fell into a trap of that. Like, I was like, well, why does this person have all these followers? And then I'm like, look, like, whoa, time out. This person has been doing the work for how many years? They've been a practitioner for this many years. Like, I can't expect, what song comes in my head? Overnight celebrity. Like, it doesn't happen for everybody like that.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
It's
That's a
just that's
fact.
the truth. Like, let's be real. Let's be honest. There has to be a backup plan. You know,
It's like,
I have a full-time job. I'm trying to make other things my full-time job, my passions.
Yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
I want my hobby to be my career. I'm being
period.
real. I'm being real. But even like when I used to post, promo for my conspiracy episodes, right?
mhm.
And I would just post it, get off of Instagram. When I would come back on and only see like 5 likes, yeah, I would feel a sense of entitlement. Like, what?
Why
What?
not?
I have at
Like,
least 500 followers. There should definitely be more than 5 likes. But that's because we're taught to also, like, we're programmed and conditioned to care about likes, and we treat it as a form of currency, because it kind of is a form of currency nowadays. Your follower count is your market. That's your money. If you have a solid audience, you can sell whatever you want to these people. And sadly, we're just in a day and age where people want to buy into the person first before they buy into the product. It's not about the product no more. They want to love your lifestyle. They want to love you as a person, or the person that you showcase, and then they'll get the product. They'll buy the product, whatever you're selling to them. But it's a different game now. But
it's a different game, and you're
that's
absolutely
why I want
right.
my likes. I want my likes.
We're human. We get that. What is it? Your brain does something when you get a like and
The
you
dopamine?
feel good. Yeah, you get that hit, and you're like, "Ooh, that's exciting." Or you get a comment, and you're like, "What?"
Yeah.
That's
That's a big, social media entitlement is probably one of the biggest entitlements nowadays, because obviously everything is digital. But yes, you people are mad when you don't got the followers that other people got, or when you're like, and people expect to have to gain all these followers. Like even myself, I would drop an episode and expect to get followers off whoever the guest was bringing in or all this stuff. But at the end of the day, I wasn't posting any content. Like you said, I wasn't doing the work. I wasn't doing no editing. I was doing the bare minimum. I was doing
Correct.
the easiest part, which is recording and uploading. That's it.
That's it. I was doing that too.
And one promo picture. That's it for the week.
That's it. That's
So
all I did.
how can I be mad? Especially when I know how the algorithm works. I know how
Right.
Instagram works. I know what needs to be posted. I know what I need to be doing. But why is my entitlement? Nah, my pot is good enough. If you like it, you gonna follow. And it's like, brother, there's a game being played, but that entitlement it gets in the way.
It does. It really does. Like with my Healing with Nicole podcast, I would sometimes just post to Twitter and then wonder why I only had a few listens. And it's like, well, maybe I should have posted on Instagram and talked about it. Like, come on.
And you and me were the same way sometimes, where we would just drop our episodes, not even promote for like 2 days.
And not say anything. I would just be like, and shout out to the real followers who I didn't need to post. They were already, they were already just ready for it. But that's not everybody. That's a small percentage, and I'm grateful for them because they are super real, and I appreciate my followers. But if you are trying to grow,
you just brought up another entitlement another thing that I do, which is like that why we feel so entitled that we want people to even like our pods. Like, we focus so much on the people that are like not like private supporting or that are saying something negative, instead of the ones that, like you said, are keeping it real, are tapping in every week, even though they don't tweet it or post it or nothing like that, but they're there every week and they can tell you what's happening in your life. When my father passed, I had like 4 or 5 people, that listeners, that were like, yo, I know how much you just talk about your dad. Like, I know you probably and I'm like, yo, what? Like, people really listen when you think they're not listening. And we need to start focusing. I need to start focusing more on those people instead of the ones that I want them to with my, like my show.
Yeah, right. And it's like, it's also like, well, how come they're not sharing my show?
Ooh. Yes.
We have talked about that.
That's me for sure.
That's me, because it's like, I
get. No, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? It's like, wow, I didn't even know you liked. And
they tell you like behind closed doors, like, I loved your show so much or this so much, but it's like,
oh, but you never shared it.
But
and I feel some type of way. Why do I feel some type of way?
So there is entitlement to that, and I get it, but I get it, but why? Like, I don't get that. I don't get that. When I honestly, I think bitterness needs to be an episode too, because I be bitter, and I think because of my bitterness, I stopped sharing. Like the way I used to be was like everything that I was into, I would just show love.
Share. Yeah,
So
same.
if I like a artist that I just found, I would show love, or I would always post somebody's stuff. Always be no, because they wouldn't even ask me. I would just be doing it because I really mess with your content, I mess with your product or whatever. But I got so bitter, and maybe the entitlement played part in it too, where I didn't see the reciprocation and the love given back. So I stopped posting everything that I'm into now. Now I treat everyone the way they treat me, and that's not good to be like that. But you start realizing the politics being played. You start realizing who support who, why they do what, and like how you telling me this behind closed door, but you're not publicly supporting me, and it's just a lot of BS goes on.
It's a lot of
BS.
BS.
I become bitter of that. I ain't gonna
I'm
lie.
a bitter Betty too. I don't have to lie. Especially when this, particular individuals have a very huge following, and just by them doing that one little share could help me out, But then I feel like entitled, they should help me. Like if they like it, they should help me. But it's like they don't need to do jack for me.
They don't need to do nothing.
Let's keep it real.
Nothing.
Just like I don't have to support anyone. They don't have to support me like that.
They already did the most. They already did what we needed them to do, was push play. That's all we need.
Correct.
That's all. That's our job.
And that's
all
it.
we're here to do. Drop a pot and push play. Now the entitlement is what gets you mad. Where it's like, man, why nobody sharing my stuff? I know y'all listening. Where's my love? I need it too. I'm not gonna mess with y'all no more.
Or how come you shared that? I know my stuff is better than that. And that's not a lie.
And the sense of entitlement for some of these people, Nicole, that slide in DMs talking about, yo, can you post my stuff? But has never posted your stuff ever in life. But you have the nerve to slide in my DM talking about, can you post this? Why would I post it? Tell me why would I post your stuff? Tell me why.
Here's another one. Since we're on a roll right now, like why would you slide into my DMs to invite yourself on my podcast? Like you're that entitled. You're that entitled to come on my podcast. But if you really listened to my podcast, you would know that I don't have guests. I'm a solo pod. I've had 2 guests. I'm not gonna name them.
Caucasity.
It has been done to me multiple times. You know this. I probably still got the messages.
Man.
I think your podcast would benefit from me being on it. Oh, so you feel entitled to be on my stuff.
Bro, start a pod. Where's your pod?
You're doing me a favor?
I'm doing you the favor by giving you the time of day to have a conversation with you.
Because I could have just hit delete, but I'm a nice person.
Exactly. But then, the nerve, the entitlement of someone to be like, hey man, you should have me on your show because I want to talk about this and this and this. But you got a podcast yourself. What do you mean?
And you've never supported
Why
mine.
do you need mine? Why do you need my space to do this? You don't have to come out home talking that. But I let you come in. I heard you out. I don't gotta agree after the conversation, but nah, the entitlement. And I feel away because I would never, Nicole. I would never go in someone's DM talking about, yo, let me come on your pod. Yeah, that's like I did that today actually.
but look though. But you're keeping it 100. You're keeping it 100. You're being honest. Your intention is different though. How is your intention different or is it not?
I want the smoke.
You got this smoke, but it's like, look at it though. You may have reached out to someone, whoever that is. I have no idea. We're not going to speak on that. You might have reached out to someone because you might see some sort of like visionary idea that could benefit and be reciprocated. But these events that I'm talking about, you wanted to basically talk my ear off and then just add it to your list of podcasts that you have been on to boost yourself. It had nothing to do with me. You just wanted to use my platform.
I don't get it. I don't get it because I would never. And especially like even to promote someone's stuff. If I ever slid in your DM, and said, "Yo, can you promote this?" I would assume that I probably already promoted something of yours. Correct. That's the only way I would even have like the audacity to do that, to ask someone like, "Yo."
But there are smarter ways to go about that, especially with social media. Like you can easily be like, drop a comment, drop a green heart in my comments, and that could boost your post. Yeah. Or if you like this post, please share it. Simple stuff like that.
Simple.
Like,
Simple.
it's entitlement, and then they don't want. There's no reciprocity there. That's just an expectation.
Right.
No, that's not how it works.
No, that's true. That's true. But no, that was a good one. Social media entitlement for sure. That's probably one of the biggest ones, the biggest forms of entitlement right now, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday when we were talking about it, when we're doing the outline and we're talking about like what type of entitlements we wanted to talk about, and when you said that one, I was like, "Ooh, that's a big one," because I started thinking of so many examples that the way I act entitled on social media, the way I expect followers, the way I expect interaction, the way I expect someone to. I expect more than 100 people to view my story for each post, like, and if it's not, like, you feel kind of discouraged and you don't want to post no more, you can't let it affect you, but it's social media at the end of the day, but it's a harsh reality to me, but I'm also just really fully accepting that it's just the world that we live in, and social media is today's world. It is what it is. Oversharing it's the thing now. And you have to overshare because you have to build your brand, and in order to build your brand, you have to build your image and your lifestyle up. So it's like it all plays a part, So it's tricky, and I'm realizing the game that's played. Mm-hmm. I'm just still hesitant to fully enter the game. It's like I know what I need to do, but it's like I don't want to post myself every day on social media. I don't want to record every day on social media, but you really have to post every single day and multiple times per day, not just once.
Right.
You want go ahead.
You want the algorithm. Mm-hmm. Sorry. You want the algorithm to pick you up. I just saw something recently because I've been trying to post more reels and whatever. Mm-hmm. And somebody was like, you need to be posting 3 reels a day. And I was like, look, I could barely post one. Okay.
But it goes back to what you said earlier about that girl. It's work.
It's work. And
people reap the benefits of the work, which is the followers, the clout, the audience, the monetize money. Your platform.
Right.
It's you're not just, people might look at you and be like, did you spend all day just doing this? But it's easy work.
You're not, no honestly, labor. That's where I'm in this weird predicament, but it's like, I want to stay genuine. I want to still be Nicole. I don't want to change who I am and lose myself because I'm creating content. Mm-hmm. I'm always going to be true to me.
Yeah.
And maybe I feel entitled to be me and to be myself, but I feel like that's a good thing.
Is there such thing as good entitlement? Like, would you consider that good entitlement? Like, if you really stand on how you are and what you're like, is that considered entitlement? Like, maybe, I'm entitled to the person that I am, that I've already.
I'm entitled to I'm entitled to me. I guess that's safe to say.
I'm entitled to me. That's an interesting choice of words.
Mm-hmm. We might have to revisit that.
I could deceive myself too. I could be bad to myself. Yeah. I don't know.
It's a slippery slope.
It is a slippery slope.
It's all about, at the end of the day, all of it is. Al fin del día, you can't expect all these things sin hacer nada.
Yeah,
that's that simple.
And that's everything in life, right? No matter what path you take, whether it be an entrepreneur path, a freelancer path, a career path, a corporate path, whatever path you take, it requires work. You want to build yourself up to the top of the company, you got to put the work in. It's not just showing up. And yeah, you can argue it's not what you know, is who you know. Yeah, but I think that only takes you even so far too. Because those people can put you in position, but if you make them look bad, what happens after that? You still got to put some type of level of work in.
Exactly. Like, anybody could put you on, but how long is that going to last?
Yes. How long is that 15 minutes of fame? Is it going to be 15 minutes? Is it going to be a whole decade? Like, what you going to do with that time?
Exactly.
And watching Entourage, right? I'm watching it, and it's just like, damn, where was I going with this? What we just said? Oh, I was doing so good.
I suggested that you start watching Entourage, the show.
Yeah. Right now, I don't know why you triggered me to bring up Entourage. Because how they're putting in the work. I don't know.
Well, look at how Vince started out. Like, it took work. It wasn't like he became an overnight celebrity. He kind of started at the bottom and then he came up,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was gonna make a point about Eric and him though. I forgot what the point I was gonna make. It don't even matter. I spent too much time thinking about it. But yeah, it's interesting. Like what inspired this topic was obviously the death showed me. Death kind of showed me. Wow, we're really entitled to human beings. We're entitled. Like that's how much we like. I wouldn't say a human being is a materialism, but like that's how much of we just have an attachment, physical attachment to things, and we learn to love them. We whatever, and it showed me like wow, because I started hearing everybody saying like even my mom, why him, why did your dad, he was a good man, and it's like people blaming the world, blaming just certain things. Everyone wanted to know, was he vaccinated? Was this? Was that? Was that? And like everyone's trying to figure it out when it's like, bruh, he gone though.
Yeah,
it don't matter at this point.
It doesn't.
Like I said earlier, if I can give up everything to bring him back, we wouldn't be here having this funeral right now. We wouldn't be having this conversation at all. But it really put into perspective, like man, like, cause I miss my dad so much, yo. Like I miss him so much, so much. But like I understand that he's always with me. I am him. I'm a part. I have his DNA in me. I was created. I am an image of him. I'm an extension of him. So I know that his memories are forever gonna live within me. As long as I'm alive and I can remember and I have my consciousness, I know like I cherish the memories that I have with him. Yeah. So why do I need him here physically? Because I'm entitled and I want a dad, and I see people with dads, and isn't it hurt when I don't have that no more. Right. And that's entitlement. So it was showing me all that. It was showing me glimpses of like, man, you can't be mad about that, bro. And even when like I never like saying like, why him? Why my dad? I would always just say like it doesn't make sense, but it's not supposed to make sense. You're not supposed to figure out why. You're not supposed to figure out why, bro. I think people just they get deeper into that depression and sadness when they're thinking about the why, like what ifs and the whys, and it's like it sucks. Like I get it. Trust me, it sucks. It does. I don't wish this feeling on nobody. I don't wish no one to go through anything like this. But the reality is that people are going through this, and just because now it affected my bubble, I can't feel entitled to want him here. Why not someone else? Should have been this person. Should have been nah. It shouldn't have been my dad, but that's not for me to say. That's not for you to say, but I think also it's like wanting that special treatment that you got from your dad. Yeah. Yeah. It's like he treated you a certain way. And you're still kind of expecting that, but it's not there. Yeah. I am. Yeah. Yeah. The other day too, I wasn't having car problems, but it was something I needed about my car. It had like a little, I forgot what it was. It was nothing crazy, but I never seen it or gone through it. What was it? It was like a certain light, and I didn't know what the light meant. And I thought like, yo, I should call my. I had the thought like literally like, oh, I'm gonna call my dad, and then right away I was like, damn, because I'm so used to like him just being over there, like I said, not being with him every day. So just having the access of calling him, but then him not being able to do that. And the only song that plays in my mind is let me play what goes on in my mind. Cause this is I always how do you say this? It's an English song. It's not Spanish for you guys. But the reason I say this is because this song is called I'm not Muslim, but it's called All Praises Due to Allah. But it's just the to my shoelaces or something like that. Like, no, tears turn to waterfalls by the time they hit my shoelaces or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Or rivers. I forgot what he said, but it was so deep, and it's just like, I butchered all the lyrics. I'm sorry, but yeah, I got numbers on my phone that I never, hear again. I got, all these messages. The last message I sent my dad was "I love you" when he was in the hospital, right before he passed. Before I flew out there, I said, "I love you, Dad," and he was just like, "Love you too." That was the last text message I have with my dad. So when I see that, it's like, man, when I see his pictures on my phone or where he pops up on like Instagram still sometimes, and yeah, like it sucks, but it's so corny to say, but it is life.
It is life,
and life is amazing, but life is harsh too. It's not fair. People know that. People know it's not fair, but when it affects your bubble, when it affects you directly, when it comes to your front door, it does hit different.
It does hit different.
And at the end of the day, the only thing you can't control is how you react to it and your emotions. And you can let it defeat you. You can let it bring you down all the way down. And you can you can have it keep you all the way down for a long time. But I saw, and the type of person that I am, I'm not that type of person. I can't be sad like that. And the type of person that my dad was too, he wasn't that person. My dad was never moping around. My dad was never sad. My dad was genuinely happy. All he cared about was providing for his family and his kids, his wife and his kids, and his mom is, living with him. He's good. He was just buying houses and working, spending time, going on vacation with my mom. Like, he was finally getting to a point too. He was really like, obviously we're older too. We don't have no more little kids. You get to spend more time with with your wife and go do fun things. And it's just sad that I got taken so early from us. But
yeah,
I mean it sucks. But I could be so mad right now and blaming everything and everyone. And no, that's just a form of entitlement too. But it is what it is.
Es lo que es.
Es lo que es. Yeah.
I feel like goes into la palabra del día.
Yes, palabra del día. So every week we're gonna have a word of the day for you guys. La palabra del día. So you want to introduce our word today, Nicole?
Amargado.
Amargado.
Amargado or amargada, if you know.
And in English, which would be embittered.
Embittered. I did not know that was a word in English. So we're just learning here. Embittered. So amargado. So for my Spanish speaking people, you guys have heard this phrase before. I feel like I'm an amargado sometimes. People have called me that. This is girl at work that every time she sees me, she's like, "Hola, amargadito." And that's just her little thing for me, because at one point at work I was known as the negative. Like, I'm still negative Nancy when I catch myself. I've worked on it so much and I've learned to be more positive and stuff like that. But when I was younger, I would let any little thing trigger me at work, whether it be like, wow, you called this person in. Again, entitlement. You call this person in. You call this person in before me. I have more seniority. Like, how are you gonna do that to me? So I would get there and then be all mad in my little with my carita de fuchi, just like. Oh no, you didn't.
Nah, for real. I'd be there all mad and like start dragging my feet. I would, because I'm a good worker, but they wouldn't, and they know I'm a good worker. Because when I would act up and be mad, I would be slow. My productivity would suck. And they would notice it, and that's just me being petty and like, yo, y'all please me, I'm gonna please y'all. But if y'all don't please me, it's gonna be a bad day for you guys.
That special treatment you're looking.
Special, yeah. So I kind of earned a reputation with the crew I first started off with. So like, obviously we've all branched out to different departments and stuff. But every time we see each other, they're like, oh, amargadito. Like, even yesterday, some other lady was like, Chris is just the old angry man. Like, he's okay. That's always how he is. And it's like, man, that's really how y'all look at me. Like the negative Nancy, the rude one. The one only got something smart to say, Man, it's crazy. But amargado basically means, I guess it's kind of like, and bitter would be like bitter in a way too, no? You don't think it means the same thing?
Like, I feel like amargado is like you're bitter off of things that have happened. Like, things in your life occurred and you're bitter from it, and now you just live this bitter life. Or like you're in this bitter state of mind. Mm-hmm. For example, like when my grandma passed away, when my abuelita passed, I was amargada for a minute. I was really angry at the whole world. Mm-hmm. I was bitter. Like nothing brought me joy. I was just like,
right, yeah.
You know, that's how
I guess amargado is basically when you're just so negative at life all the time. When you don't look at anything optimistically, it's just like you think everything's like nah. Blah,
yeah,
blah.
You're not looking at any positive. It's just
at
like,
all,
nah.
at all. And death can get you to that point, entitlement can get you to that point. Like I just gave the example, perfect example, just at work, because someone came in a little bit earlier than I did, 30 minutes before I did, and I would throw a freaking fit, like, and then also being immature. Obviously, I was 21, 22. Obviously, that's a pretty old. I mean, not old, but I should be more mature. But I'm growing too. So
you're growing. It's a process.
But yeah, I definitely give into the amargado vibes, and it's not a good word to have on you. It's not a good label to have on you, but I play into it because I can see how I am that. I know what y'all mean. Like I'm not gonna act naive and like, whoa, what are y'all talking about? I don't act like that. I know I'm being all todo, being all pendejito.
Oh my gosh. But
I wasn't gonna say it, but it's in Spanish.
But you know what though? The reality is you recognize it.
I do. But what's the point of recognizing if you're not gonna change it?
Well, aquí estamos.
Now it's a plática, huh?
Yeah, aquí estamos now.
Yeah. What's the point of recognizing something, being self-aware of something if you're not gonna change it?
So let me ask the question. Now that you realize this entitlement that you've had in your childhood and in your life, how are you gonna move forward? How are you gonna change that?
The only way I change is when I catch myself doing it. Mm-hmm. So there's moments where like you notice it, and for the most part, I catch myself often. That's why I have been quiet. Even you, Nicole, I told you like I've been avoiding a conversation with someone because I just know how I talk to people. So it's like that to me is growth because it's like okay, cool. Before I would just I feel away right now. I'm gonna go talk to them right now. I don't care if I'm texting you at 1 a.m. You're gonna read this at 7 a.m. when you wake up. Cause this how I'm feeling at 1 a.m. and you're gonna see it how I'm feeling at 1 a.m. So I was always that person, quick to react. And now I'm like, I feel away, but it's like I know how I can make this worse. I can make this worse by overreacting and jumping to it. So now it's like jump into conclusion.
Now you're kind of logical, taking some steps back before.
Even everything that happened today, right? I want to put my 2 cents in so bad. But you know what? What is that gonna do right now for me?
Yeah.
We masterminding something, but still it's just I don't know.
Todo a su tiempo. Like you don't have to come in firing hot all the time. Mm-hmm. And I've learned that too because like I shared with you today. Not here, not on this platform, but
right.
I have things in my drafts that I want to just fire off, and then I'm like, let me just put it in my drafts, and that's just gonna be for me.
And see, this would be entitlement too, though, because we want to do it right, and we feel entitled to do it because we shared a part of our platforms and a part of our journeys with a specific person, right?
Yeah.
So we feel entitled that we gotta say something too, but is that entitlement gonna make things worse? Or should we just keep? I don't know. Do I care?
Keep it moving?
Is that me being entitled again? Like I don't know. Am I entitled? Do I feel this way because this person is like fake supporter in a way and like does it privately? So where I'm like, okay, whatever, time to go off.
I had that. That's funny that you say that because today I was like, I had this person, on my platform. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I'm like, was it just all fake love? Do I need to speak on it? Am I being a petty Betty?
Right.
What good is going to come from it? Am I just feeding negativity into the situation?
Yeah.
But it's also like a sense of entitlement, I feel, for me, because it's like, I've been real 100 on my platform. And then it's like, you haven't been and you got all this growth.
Nicole.
Why not me? See that?
Yeah. And we've talked about it behind the scenes, so we kind of know why, why not you, why not certain people.
Right. Yeah, of course.
Because Nicole, let me tell you this. I went through them comments today, right? And I did not see one of us at all in there.
And so I wasn't going to say it, but there's also entitlement within the whole racial structure.
Ooh.
I'm going to say it. I said it.
We might have to do a part 2 for entitlement because we can break down layers.
That might have to be like, because I know some people get offended by that, you know, when you bring up race, but there is like entitlement,
right,
and like hierarchy that is created.
Mm-hmm. For sure. In every industry.
Yeah.
In every industry. Not even like, and it's crazy because I wouldn't say we're in the potting industry, but even in the potting scene that we're in, like you see it at a small level.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't even have to be a big platform or a big podcast. Like,
es lo que es. But that's why we're hustling and grinding through it to achieve it and not feel entitled, but actually earn it.
I'm excited. Well, I'm excited to for our journey. I know we said that I expect that to you, but I'm excited because
me too.
Ooh, it's just time to get back to potting. It's time to start doing our own thing. It's time to like, okay, we're over certain topics. We're over certain things. What are we gonna do? Keep talking about them? No, we're gonna change it up. We're gonna change it up, and hopefully people enjoy a different type of podcast, because I think most of our fan base is more of like the spiritual type of truther community.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure you might have more people that would listen to like to sorry no lo siento. And what mine is gonna be like the interesting factor, like who can I bring over from my side, who gonna tap in, who gonna like it from my side, and if no one does, then we just gonna build off your fans, your supporters,
or some brand new people who will find us.
Oh yes.
I mean, the organic growth.
We need, you know what we need. You know what's a good strategy? I mean, I shouldn't probably say this on here, but I be giving out ideas sometimes for the free.
Mm-hmm.
We need all the tias to promote us on Facebook.
All the tias, even though my family doesn't do social media.
All of them, man.
All of them.
I'm gonna tell my mom. I'm gonna tell all my tias, like, yo, if you got Facebook, post this link, please.
Post it.
I'm gonna hit up my ama, pongan into Facebook, ama. Todos mis tias de Mexico, yeah. Tell them que el hijo de Patty Tobar va a ser un millonario y está haciendo podcasting y que tiene que oír ahorita, porque después no le va a dar nada.
Yeah, we need something. I mean, I have
all these great grandmas I never met.
Okay.
Up.
But I mean, we're talking about real topics, real issues, and we're trying to keep it clean. We're trying to keep it correct. Trying not to curse. I
know. I slipped up twice on this episode. I'm sorry. I apologize. I said the P word in Spanish, but I figured since Spanish it'd be like a little pass.
You know, it's a little pass.
It's a little pass.
It's like somos un poco mal hablado. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's a little bit.
Yeah. You know, it's the little your mom giving you a little coscorron when you say it, you know?
No seas mal hablado.
I used to hate coscorrones. Oh my God, bro. The knuckle, when your mom would do with the knuckle on your head. That would hurt so bad, because you want to just like be like, rub it out. Just,
Yeah.
Oh, when she used to give you that look in the store, like, wasabi. She wouldn't have to say nothing. Like, she just look at you and she lock eyes, and it's like, all right, bet. Wait till we get home. Wait till we get to the car.
There was no timeout. There was no 1, 2, 3. It was when we get to the car. As soon as the door opened, so nobody could see.
Yeah. Like Cat Williams. What I say in the car? But no, yeah. Entitlement, man. It gets so deep, and we all have it. And yours might be more minor than others, you know, but I believe we all carry some type of entitlement. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, even just something so simple like having entitlement with your mom, right? Like, no, my mom should be washing my clothes or should be doing this. You know, even little things like that. Like, we all like have a certain level of entitlement, whether it be husbands and wives. Like, no, my wife should be cooking, or my wife do need to be doing this, or blah 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 blah. And I just think like certain roles should be like how do you say it? They should be not classified.
Shared.
Determined before like the relationship gets super deep.
Predetermined.
And obviously things change in a relationship. You know,
of course,
everything's always constantly changing. But yeah, entitlement, like, nah, I need you to be here. I need this time, or like you said earlier, like it has to be work my way, or it can't work your way, and it sucks. I think everyone holds some type of level of entitlement. Even the people you least think they do, there might if you spend enough time with them, you'll find it. You'll find the entitlement.
The special treatment that they think they deserve above everybody else.
Honestly, we're Americans. Forget color right now. Everyone that lives here, we entitled.
All of it.
Man, we think the government owes us everything, and everyone's supposed to just bow to our feet and give us everything and blah blah blah. And like, yeah, I get it, but they're just trying to create y'all to keep going back to them. And this ain't conspiracy, but you know what I mean.
Right. We just had to sprinkle that in.
Yeah, sprinkle it in, yeah, for sure. But okay. Any last things? It was a good episode, Nicole.
It was a great episode. I really like it, and I think I'm gonna explore a little bit more on my own entitlement.
And I want to explore more on you're self-aware, and you find it, you see it, but you're not changing anything about it. What's the point? What's the point of finding out? Of realizing that you have entitlement or any type of flaw, and if you're not, and I'm not saying nothing's gonna change overnight, but
nothing's gonna change.
Being aware to where you catch yourself and you change the action before
gradual
you commit it.
Gradual
changes.
I'm gonna quote my dad on this. Shout out to my dad. He would always tell me, "Past behavior is a predictor of future behavior, unless you change the behavior."
That's a bar. Because the way I've changed my behavior has created less like just dumb drama in my life.
A whole new cycle. You're in a whole new cycle. You're not repeating. You're evolving. You're moving forward.
Like I said, like the conversation I just had with Dennis the other day, like I actually felt like it was the most productive conversation I've ever. And I think because I was sitting with it for so long, right? I was constantly talking to you about it. I think that's the smarter thing to do, to sit with it. Because like I said, I'm so used to just going to the person and directing and saying it. Whereas like, bro, I've been sitting with this thought for the last month, and I finally I knew how to say it in a way where it's like, bro, I love you, bro. Like I really do love you.
Yeah.
And you're my brother. I'm like,
it's all love.
It's all love. It's all love. But we were able to, he was able to, we finally came to understanding. We had a good conversation, good dialogue. And I was just happy because I was scared it might go a certain way, but I saw that I got through to him that day. Like he realized, okay, bro, like I'm gonna stop giving you my word when I know I can't come through as fast as you need me to come through.
But also, I think you came out of it with more of an appreciation of your friendship and who he is as a person in your life.
Because you know that I was scared to say anything because I was scared to ruin our friendship.
Right.
Because I care more about my friendship and my brotherhood with him than this podcast and this brand. Then I can't buy that. I can't buy that. I can buy this. If I have the money, I could buy a platform. I can make it big. If I have the money, you can make this happen the way you want it to happen.
Right.
Money can't buy you true friendship. Money can't buy you brotherhood. And it's just reality. That'll be another good episode, a conversation to have. Where like money can't buy you. We should have the pro to money and the con to money. That'd be fire.
Yeah, we should talk about that.
But yeah. What do you want to get out of here to?
Some
fun or some slow?
Some fun.
And real quick, shout out to you. Day one in the building. Audio sounding fire.
Fire.
Yeah, I know.
Thank
you heard
you
it,
for
right?
that. Yes.
Yeah, you didn't hear the new one though. I had the new one, the new.
The new and improved, which I didn't even know could be improved, but I'm gonna be surprised.
It could always. It's like editing, like writing. It could always be better.
That's true.
It could always be better, but just little tweaks and because you're just little tweaks. But we got it better. We got it better for sure. And I'm always here for better. And
it's much appreciated. The effort, appreciated, bro. For reals.
And I could tell, like I could tell he enjoys it. He enjoys like the nerdiness of the audio stuff and the sound, and when someone has that, then they like they want to sit there and learn it and try different ways and that's when someone likes it. Yeah. Shout out to you, Day One. I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
Let's see when we're gonna get out of here too. Some Junior H.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Thank you guys for listening so much. Episode 2. Sorry, no lo siento.
Siento.
Every Tuesday. We here every Tuesday. Hope you guys enjoy these first 3 episodes. And we're going to keep dropping after that, man. Next week, we got another banger for you guys. So, yeah.
Thanks
Nicole,
for listening.
I appreciate you, Nicole. Thank you
I
so much.
appreciate you too, good brother.
We're going to keep growing. We're going to keep building this thing. And they ain't ready for us. But they going to be ready for us.
They ain't ready, but they gonna be ready.
Exactly. Exactly. Be ready, get ready. Cause we coming, man. Sorry, no lo siento. We here for the long run. We got plans for y'all. We got everything coming soon, man. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this. And we're gonna be more interactive with you guys for sure. It's not just a Chris X Matt show. It's not just the Healing with Nicole show. This is Sorry No Lo Siento with Chris X Matt and Nicole. So we're gonna keep delivering the heat. And eventually, day one will be on here too. Talking it up.